Hi, I'm Emily from Bucks Radio News, and as some of you may know, one of our fellow Bucks Radio presenters, Alex Grout, recently tested positive for COVID-19 and had to spend some time in Stoke Mandeville Hospital. I caught up with him to ask about his experience. How are you feeling now? What are the lasting effects of your COVID?
I'm feeling much better today. I'm every day getting stronger. Um, yeah, I think the big challenge has been for me since I got out of hospital is just learning to breathe again. If I'm honest with you, my oxygen levels were very low. To be able to breathe again on my own is great. I'm fine. I've still got the coronavirus in my lungs, but I think that's going to take some time for it to go. And every day I'm getting stronger. In fact, I'm getting stronger very quickly, much quicker than I thought I would. I've got one of these oximeters that I recommend anybody getting, where you can measure the amount of oxygen in your blood, and that's yeah, it's back up at a level in the 90s where it should have been. When I went to the hospital, it was in the 80s, late 80s.
What was the experience like of having COVID, actually having it?
I got very, very, very dizzy. I felt something wasn't right. I'm quite, quite fit, strong guy, and something just didn't feel right. I drove to one of the drive-in COVID test centres, at the one in the China Rugby Club just near Tame, and that was amazing. In fact, I was in and out within 5 minutes. It took forever to get the result back. Normally the next day you get it pretty quickly. It took forever, and when I got it and read that it was positive, it just shocked me so much.
When you were in the hospital, what was that like? What was your experience of Stoke Mandeville Hospital?
So the guys at Stoke Mandeville Hospital are absolutely amazing. I mean, I came here by ambulance. I was put onto a stretcher very quickly, and straight away put into one of the sections they have there at the A&E department. And then from there, I went to X-ray, and I've got a friend that works at the hospital who's one of the radiologists there, and he was WhatsApping me, telling me that the results of the X-ray, as lovely as he is a friend, he's also very truthful and honest. And he said to me the results were very bad, explaining that because the COVID was in kind of the front of my lungs, and in the back it already turned to pneumonia, and that scared me a lot. By 10:30. They said to me, "You're not going home." I kind of guessed that already.
Yeah.
And you're going to be here for a few days. And that was the Saturday night. So I checked out on the Wednesday. The ward that I was on, Ward 7, was super busy. There was a lot of people there. A lot of people in a lot worse condition than me on CPAP machines. And
What
the
are
nurses.
CPAP machines?
CPAP machine it's just basically a breathing machine that
Right.
that forces oxygen into you. I was on a mask where I was breathing it in myself, but if you can't breathe it in yourself,
Yeah.
it's one step before being put on a ventilator. There's 2 coronavirus wards, Stoke Mandeville. I was in
Right.
Ward 7. I think it's something like 29 beds there, and I know they were full.
What would you want to say to the nurses that you experienced, every member of staff that you came into contact with at Stoke Mandeville? What would you like to say to them?
Just thank you. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing people. I think they there's a whole debate at the moment about how much pay rises they're getting. But from my experience at Stoke Mandeville Hospital, I'm just beyond words to thank them. I've got to go back in about 3 weeks' time, so I'm probably going to turn up with a big box of chocolates if they let me. I'm feeling a lot stronger now. I'm just want to get back into a normal routine now.
Get back on Bucks Radio.
Get back on the Let's Go Retro.
Speaking of Bucks Radio, what the message do you want to say to our listeners that have all wished you well?
Yeah, I've had lots of messages via Facebook and via the email and via the app, and it's been very much appreciated. Yeah, I'll hopefully be back on this weekend. Anybody can catch this. It's still out there. It's not. Nobody is. Unless you've had the vaccine, the chance of you getting this is still very high. and don't get complacent about this, because you can still catch it. And if anybody's in two minds as to whether they get the vaccination or not, I can tell you the alternative of not being vaccinated is not nice.
No.
You've got to get that vaccination.